it's Jenny Didway. I'm the transaction coordinator for the Taylor team. Today I'm going to go over a residential contract, just kind of hit the highlights of what we'll go over when we get an offer for you. On the first page, you're going to see the buyer's name, your address, what they're offering, and how they're going to pay. Are they going to get a loan? Is it going to be cash? On the second page, we're just going to see verbiage on different kinds of loan types. Third page is saying who's representing them. Are they at the same firm? Do both agents work at Keller Williams Market Pro Realty? On the fourth page, you're going to see are the buyers asking for any assistance with their closing costs. Blair, is this common?
So, 8 months ago to a year ago, we saw the sellers paying the buyers' closing costs about 75% of the time. Since COVID and our limited inventory, if there are multiple offers, many times a buyer will completely pull out their closing costs paid by a seller. They pull that out just so they get their contract accepted. Now, if it isn't a multiple offer situation, you're seeing more common now that they'll pay about half of the buyer's closing costs. That's pretty common.
Mm-hmm. We're going to see who's going to pay for the title work. Commonly, the seller's going to pay for most of it, but you can get a combo policy where you can split it. On this page, you'll also see if they want a survey done, who's going to pay for that. And at the bottom, there's a part about fixtures. So the things that are fixed in the house, like your stove and your dishwasher, any built-ins, that's going to come with the house. But this is where they'll ask for anything extra, like your refrigerator or your washer or dryer.
I might add one thing to that too. Mm-hmm. Part of the reason, of course, why they split that policy is because they get one policy between the buyer and seller if they're closing the same title company, and it's cheaper. So that way you don't have two different policies.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Right. The next page, it'll talk about contingencies. Does the buyer have to sell their home to be able to get yours? Now, Blair, what's the first thing you do when you see a contingency on an offer?
This is a biggie, okay? So if we have the seller and we're representing the seller, we want less contracts in that train on their way to closing on their new house. And that we know that if there's a contingency in there, there's more chances that something could go wrong when you have more contracts. So if it is your only option at that time, and we don't have another offer that does not have the contingency in it, then what we want to make sure is they're at least through their inspection and the appraisal by the time they make us the offer, so we know at least those things are sewed up and they're just waiting on a close date. I feel more comfortable with that type of contingency, the one where they just got theirs under contract and they haven't been through any of that and they're trying to put an offer on our seller's house.
Yep. Let's see, the next page. It's going to talk about inspections. And the buyers are going to say, are we going to take this house as is, or we want a right to an inspection where they will get a professional in there to look over the house and decide if they want to request any repairs to be made.
What's the most common? As is, purchases, or?
Definitely the inspection is most common. People want to look inside their house before they buy it. Mm-hmm. On this one, the buyer will request a seller's property disclosure from the seller. So that's something the seller will fill out, just disclosing any information they may have on the property, and let the buyers know
what they know.
Exactly.
Got it. I knew you had it.
Next page, you're going to see termite. It's very common that they ask for a year of termite. The next page, you'll see the closing date that they have picked out. And also when the buyers will take possession. Now, Blair, what is most common on possession?
The most common thing is possession upon closing. And that's the easiest with the least amount of liability. Anytime you have an early occupancy or a delayed occupancy, it means that the person that doesn't own the house is still living in the house. And that's always more of an issue if something goes wrong. So what we try to do is on the day of closing, you have your stuff packed up, ready to go. In your moving truck, you go to closing and close, and you move your stuff in your new house.
Yep. All right, on this page 11, it's pretty much any other requests that the buyers might want to put in the contract. And then page 12, signatures. Let's get it under contract, and that's it. That's pretty much the meat of the contract.
Thanks, guys, for watching today. If you have any other questions that are related to the real estate contract, that's what we're here for. Love to help you with those and anything else that we can do contract related. So feel free to reach out to us. Again, I've got Jenny, my transaction coordinator, here today, and I'm Blair, and we look forward to helping you guys and serving in the future.